Welcome to this video in which I am going to discuss common errors in English part 2, an overview of various types of errors. Error of collocation. So let us see what kind of errors we come across. Errors in the usage of English are of various kinds. Let us take the error of collocation first. Take for example collocations related to a noun. Certain nouns collocate only with specific verbs or adjectives. I could not give English examination yesterday. This I have often discussed, and I'm discussing it today again. So take it as a revision. So as I write, exams can only be used with take, do, or sit. Sit for especially in American English. So I could not take exam, or tomorrow I would be doing my English exam. In America, you are allowed to say, I'm going to sit for my annual exam tomorrow. But in British English, you don't have to use preposition for. So I'm going to sit my English exam is perfectly all right. Thus, we see that expressions like appear for examination or test is purely Indian English, not a standard or international English. So, but in India, it is ubiquitous, it is all over. He is going to appear for examination. I don't know how this wrong usage has sneaked into our, everyday conversation, written communication and spoken communication. I don't know, but appear for examination is certainly so. As the dictionary says, Oxford Dictionary or any dictionary, there are only three verbs collocating with examination or test or assessment or exam. Call it examination or in short exam. Take, do, or sit. Okay, is a cup of tea not strong, mild, or light? This is my question. So, a cup of tea, and tea is not strong. What would you call it? Mild or light? And look at the answer. The answer is neither. Okay. So, let me show you. Uh, well, not possible for me to open my dictionary right now. Doesn't matter. You can look up the word, let's say tea or coffee in a dictionary, or weak, the word weak, and the dictionary will tell you that tea or coffee could be, as I have written here, the words strong and weak are used to describe tea or coffee. Okay, so a cup of tea and you are drinking tea, if it is not strong, don't use it is mild tea or light tea. Call it strong or weak, but we don't use it in India, so most people may think it is rather odd. Now look at it. He has taken a lot of effort to improve his communication skill. While checking and correcting exam papers and students' answers in notebooks, I often come across such expression. He has taken a lot of effort. So, but remember, you don't take any effort. You make an effort. Okay. So I write, you make an effort, not take effort. Okay. The verb take is used with pains, trouble, etc. Like he took great pains to find the solution of my problem, or he took great pains to help me. Okay. Or he took a lot of trouble. Okay. So I have given an interview for a teaching job. Again, very common. I write here, I have had an interview for a teaching job. And remember, celebs give interviews on TV, etc. So when you go for a job, you don't give any interview, you have an interview. Okay. Somebody interviews you, okay, but you don't give. You give interview only if you are already a celebrity and you are being interviewed for a TV, radio, or anything. Okay, next. Semantic error. Using wrong words in a given context leads to semantic errors. This happens due to one's unawareness of the real meaning of the word. Now look at it again. This I have often come across. I issued a book from the library. Okay. And I write, you borrow a book while the librarian issues the book. So it is not your job to issue a book, but borrow a book, and it is the job of the librarian to issue you a book. Yes, but there are ways to use issue also. Like, look at this sentence: I got a book issued from the library this afternoon. I got a book issued in my name. But otherwise, you borrow a book from the library, you don't issue. Okay, look at the sentence. You must wish your teachers and elders when you pass by them in a corridor or anywhere in school or something. Always say good morning. So a parent is instructing, advising, asking his or her children, you wish your elders, okay, by always say good morning, good afternoon, or something. And now I have written a detailed comment. Basically, all greetings imply wishing people well, but when you meet someone, you greet them with a hello or good morning, or by pressing hands together, like in India we do, by pressing hands together as done in India. However, while parting, when you say to someone, have a good day, that is indeed a wish. Okay, you are parting. Thus, you can say, I wished him a good day. Similarly, when you say good evening to someone while taking leave of them, you are indeed wishing them a good evening. The evening, which technically continues until you go to bed or till midnight. Now, in India, I have seen around even four students saying, good evening, sir, good evening, madam, at 4 o'clock, 4:30. No, that is not appropriate. So, evening starts at 6 usually in Britain. Otherwise, after sunset, after the sunset when it is a little dark, but certainly not before 6. In some countries, evenings technically starts at 5, so you are allowed to say good evening at 5, but certainly not as early as 4 o'clock or 4:30 or something. Prepositional error. Verbs and nouns can only be used with a specific prepositions. Prepositions can change the meaning of phrasal verbs. Now look at it. Look to somebody versus look up to somebody. Now you see, you look to somebody for help. You look to your teacher or your counselor for advice. Okay? But when you say, I look up to my teacher or my mentor, that means you admire them, you praise them. So, this preposition, we should be careful. Look to, both look to, and then look up to somebody. See the difference, this nuance. Go in for something versus go for something. Okay, like going for something, he is going to go for a UPSC exam tomorrow. Okay, going for, you use it for examination, test or something. But go for something, a few friends sitting in a restaurant, okay, they say, okay, let us order something. What about you? I am going for Pepsi, and somebody said, I will go for coffee. Okay, so go for something means choose something. Okay, make a choice. Going for is used only in the context of an exam, competition, or interest, whereas go for means to choose. Okay, let us move further. Algebra is not in our math syllabus. Put in red, completely wrong. Correct is, algebra is not on our math syllabus. Math or maths, in America they use maths. In British English, math is okay, or full form mathematics, on our syllabus. So syllabus collocates only with on. If you have any doubts, you can look up the word syllabus in the Oxford Dictionary and find out for yourself. Now look at it. Unnecessary use of preposition. This is another kind of error that people make in India. She could not cope up with her increasing workload. That is wrong. She could not cope with her increasing workload. In his speech, the principal emphasized on the importance of discipline. Wrong. In his speech, the principal emphasized the importance of discipline, not emphasize on. But if you are hell bent on using on, there is a solution. The principal put or placed a lot of emphasis on. Then you have to change emphasize into its noun form, then you can use on. He put a lot of he put some emphasis on something. Okay, let us discuss about the problem. Completely wrong. You cannot discuss about anything. You discuss a problem. You discuss a problem, not discuss about. Yes, but if you are very fond of about, let's talk about the problem. Okay, I hope it's clear. Next, errors of idiomatic expressions. Idiomatic expressions must be used as they are. So it is a kind of revision, as I have already used it in several of my videos. She used to go to the church every Sunday last year. This is correct. She used to go. But sometimes students think she used to go and present tense will be used. No, that is wrong. So look at the example. She uses to go to the church every Sunday even now. That is incorrect. You simply say she goes to the church every Sunday even now, not she uses to go. Okay, or she is going to use to go. Never. As a young man, Bill Gates knew that one day he would go to places. Wrong. As a young man, Bill Gates knew that one day he would be going places. So they are called idiomatic. Why? Because they are idioms, going places. You can't say last year he went places. No, you cannot change it into tenses. Or I'm sure next year I will go places. No, that is not quite correct. I hope this has been useful and helpful to you. Thank you for watching.